First of all, when it comes to customizing your ribbon, if you want to be able to hide it because you need more working area, because maybe your 50-inch monitor isn't enough for you, you can come up here, and new to Office 2013 is the ribbon display options. Click on it, and you can see down below that the third option is selected by default. It's showing both the tabs and commands. Tabs and commands. You can go ahead and auto hide it, meaning that it removes it or it hides it so it's no longer in your way. But if you need the commands, then just come up here and either hover over those three little dots, the build or ellipsis button. When you do that, you can see this orange bar, or just come to the top of your screen until you can see the orange bar. It's kind of faded, so you have to squint maybe, but click on it, and it brings both the tabs and commands back up. Go ahead and click on a command to execute it, or click off, and it'll automatically go back into hiding. So to bring it back up, go to the top of the screen, click on it. Let's change the display options to showing the tabs only. That way, if I need something on the Animations tab, I can do it in one click from this display option, then two by hovering, clicking, and then going to Animations. Click on Animations, click on a command, or click off, and it hides the commands again. And then to bring it back to its default, showing both the tabs and commands, you can do it one of two ways. Of course, either come up here and click on Show Tabs and Commands, or as a shortcut, if you can call it that, you can just come up here and double click on any one of the tabs really fast, and it goes back into both tabs and commands. You can verify that up here, and you can see it's highlighted, or just simply clicking off, and it doesn't collapse or hide. And vice versa, you can double click as well, and it goes back into just displaying the tabs. Click, select one, or click off, and it disappears. Let's double click to bring it back up and solidify so we can see both the tabs and commands. Now you can customize the ribbon. You can't mess with the defaults, like you can't delete or remove any of these tabs, but you can hide them. You can also add additional commands to any one of these tabs, but you can't customize the groups in that you can't add additional commands to one of these defaulted groups that's already been set there by Microsoft, but you can add another group and add commands to it at the end of, like, let's say the Home tab here. And to be able to customize this, you can right-click anywhere on the tab and go to Customize the Ribbon. It brings up the PowerPoint Options window, which is also accessible from going the long way, the File tab, down to Options. There you go, PowerPoint Options. There's Customize Ribbon. Now it's divided into two sections, just like the Quick Access toolbar. When you want to customize that, you have the left that has all the commands that are available, then the right, the commands that are currently being displayed on the ribbon. So first off, you have all these boxes that are checked. Those are the tabs on the ribbon that we're seeing. Like we can see the Home tab, Insert, Design, they're all checked except for the Developer. So if I want to bring up the Developer, go ahead and check that and click OK. If I don't want to see these other tabs here, because I don't have use for them for whatever reason, you can uncheck them. You can't delete them, you can just hide them by unchecking them and clicking OK. Home and Insert are now gone, and I now have the Developer tab. Alright, right click. Let's go back to Customize the Ribbon. We can add those other tabs by checking them. And if you want to customize those tabs, like, well, any one of them, like let's say the Developer, and I want to be able to add some additional commands to them, or maybe they got some groups and I'm thinking, hey, I'd like to add some commands to those groups. Well, first off, you see the commands there, they're faded. I can't remove them. That option's been disabled because you can't mess with the defaults. And if I select a command over here, even though it has the Add button available, when I click on it, it says, you got to create your own custom group. Don't mess with me. Okay. What we can do is we can select the Developer tab, come down below and click on New Group. You can see the new groups down here, but if I don't want it at the end of the group, because it goes from top to bottom, left to right, so that's the first group, second, third, and then the final group down below after Modify, the fifth. With it selected, you can click on the up arrows and make it the first group out of the 5 here. And then with it selected, go ahead and click on Rename, and you can call it my working group. And then these symbols here, what they do is that when you select one, like a happy face, because we're always happy, that when you right-click that group to add it to the Quick Access toolbar, that's the symbol that's going to represent that group. As you recall in the Quick Access toolbar training video, when you right-click a group to add it, it finds one of the icons within the group to represent that group. At least this way you can control it somewhat by selecting a symbol that will represent that group. Or maybe we're feeling like an 8-ball today, we'll do 8-ball and click Okie dokie. Now we got the group, and to be able to add commands to it, select the group, come over here, and let's see, you got the popular commands, or you can choose all commands to have access to all the commands that are available, and then scroll down, find a command. Ooh, we want to add charts. Select that, click Add, and chart elements and checkboxes, whatever commands you want to add to that. Now, we've customized a group with one of the default tabs or tabs that are available. If you want to create your own tab, just come down here and click on New Tab. And you get a new tab, a generic name, with a new group. You can't remove the group. Well, you can, but if you try to add commands to a tab that doesn't have a group in it, it's going to give you the raspberries. It'll say, I don't like what you're doing here, so please add a group. So, first off, let's go ahead and select the tab and rename it, and call it my Spiffy tab, because it's just so spiffy to have a custom tab. And then within that tab, we'll have, well, you can have as many groups as you want. I haven't actually maxed that out yet, but then I haven't gone very high in creating groups. And then rename that group, and this could be your cut and paste group. And then select, we'll do the happy face and click OK. And then in that group, you can come over here. Well, let's go to the popular commands, actually. It'll be easier. Because here you've got your paste to add. Maybe we'll add open, cut, and copy. Anyways, hopefully you get the feel for this. And then when you're done, let's go ahead and check it out and click Okie dokie. So here on the Developer tab, we have our working group, the custom group that we added. That's at the beginning instead of at the end because we moved it up by using the up arrow. By the same token, you can select the tab and have the Developer tab moved all the way up to the front ahead of the Home tab, and that could be your first tab. Now when I right-click in a blank area to add that to the Quick Access toolbar, hey, it added our symbol that we chose. It's an 8-ball that represents that group. Then when I click on it, it shows all the commands within that group that I can execute right there without having to go to the Developer tab, to the working group, to click on that command or one of those commands. Then we made our Spiffy tab. Oh, look at that group. They're happy. Click on Paste, Open. Right-click on it to add to the Quick Access toolbar, and we get a happy face. Let's go ahead and right-click, and you can remove those from the Quick Access toolbar. And then if you made a big mistake or a bunch of mistakes, or you just don't like all the changes that you made, you do have a way out if you right-click and go to Customize the ribbon. But this way out resets the way I'm going to do it. When you click on Reset, resets all customizations. So if I made some customizations like on the Home tab, select the Home tab, or in this case we did it for the Developer because we actually added an extra group. Select the Developer tab, click Reset, and reset only the selected ribbon tab, meaning that it goes back to the way it was before we made any changes to it. Reset it, and it unchecks it, and it removes my custom group. So it won't display here on the ribbon, and in addition, it removes my custom group. So if I check it and click OK, go to the Developer tab, my custom group is gone. Right-click, Customize, and then the final death and destruction, or clearing out of all customizations, is Reset All. Say yes, click OK, and you're back to the default of Microsoft Office program with the tabs and their groups and commands.